something I want to do is talk about gurus and or DURUs. And I want to be very clear. First heard the term DURU from someone I interviewed. I follow him on Instagram. His name is Nasir El Abari. Hopefully I've got that correct. He goes by Real Estate Duru is his Instagram handle. He and I have had a couple of conversations over the years.
Hmm.
He's where I first heard this term Duru. Brian, why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you define what Duru and Guru means to you? And let's riff about the differences because I think they are quite large.
So I think there's three different categories of guru.
Okay.
I think there's the guru that learned it through educational content, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Whatever that was, traditional, untraditional. And then I think there's the guru that practiced it some very long time ago that now teaches it, but it's not doing it in real time. And then well, I guess then the third would actually be Duru. So then Duru would be someone who is actively doing it while teaching it.
Mm. Okay. I
So I
like
think
that.
there's two different types of gurus, and then that was my definition of Duru. So be clear to make it clear. So the
Yep.
first one is the guru who has learned it along the way, read books, went to some type of seminars, and they have a deep enough understanding intellectually to then
Mm.
reteach it. Then you have the guru who practiced some time ago that now teaches but doesn't necessarily practice. And then the guru is someone who's actively doing deals and teaching it at the very same time.
So I love all of that. Just because I can, I'm going to twist it a little bit.
Okay.
I think when I hear guru, it
Hmm.
makes my skin crawl. Let's be honest. It's got a negative connotation to me, to be
Yeah.
clear. It just does.
Yeah.
And I've been called one. So every time I'm called one, I don't feel great about that
Yeah.
flag or name.
Yeah.
But to me, a guru is somebody who's teaching not to help, but to make money.
Mm.
Now, I think folks, there's always a value exchange. I've tried to give stuff away for free. It never works. I sell stuff, so I'm not, don't get it twisted. I do sell products and books and courses and swag. I get it. But if your anchor or North Star is selling something, you're a guru. You're a guru. Again, to your point, you're doing the business. You have an undeniable stack of evidence, which I
Hmm.
think is something Alex Hormozy talks about. And you come at it from a way of helping and giving, right? One of the things I'm very proud of is if you have the bandwidth or the gumption to watch 12,000 videos on my channel, you will get everything I talk about in the course. The course is an organized, a thought out, a step by step guide. But if you don't have the 400 bucks, it's okay. Go lock yourself in a room and watch some content. It's all there if you spend the time looking for it.
Yeah.
Um, so that's when I think guru. And really for me, when Nasir brought that up, the Duru, the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, I like that because there wasn't really an acronym. I guess that's what you call Duru.
Hmm.
Is that made me feel good. I feel good. Like if you called me a Duru for buy and hold, I'd be like, I like that. You call me somebody that does the work, I like that. When you call me a guru, Brian, I'm not really, I don't really like that. What about you?
Man, I got so many different thoughts on this one. So the first one being, well, let me ask you a question,
Sure.
right? Let's play devil's advocate for a second.
I like it.
Do you think that a guru with the right heart
Hmm.
who has never practiced it can effectively help people?
So he just got educated. He
Just
just
got
read a
educated.
book.
Yeah.
Um, I believe certain things
Hmm.
can be learned from a book and experience. Real estate investing is not one of them.
Yeah.
You get surface level, you get some tried and true rules, But until you have risked your own capital, risked your own time, and suffered some scars, no, I don't think so.
I agree 1000%.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Woo!
It's too nuanced
Yeah.
that if you hadn't had these own experiences yourself, it you got to be able to color outside the lines, right? And you only get that by doing it. And so my second question then would be, what's your thought about someone who practiced real estate 20 years ago, had some success, pivoted, went into other business ventures, but now they have a real estate education platform? What's your thought about that guy?
So again, I think it's a lot about the same thing. I think I look at the market every day. I feel the market change. I mean, just in the last 12 months, my real estate market has changed 3 times in pretty meaningful ways.
Hmm.
So again, if you're coming at this from 20 years ago and you're trying to teach real estate agents to get their license, I'm probably okay with that. But if you're trying to teach real estate investors, it's the same thing. The market changes way too fast. What worked, what didn't work. Again, this is another reason I have problems with one trick ponies.
Hmm.
Like if you are doing Burr, there was a 5-year run where Burr was absolutely without question the number one strategy, hands down, bar none.
Hmm.
The last year or so, a lot harder.
For
Not
sure.
impossible, just
For
harder.
sure. For sure.
And if you're not nuanced enough to understand what the wind is in your face or the wind is at your back, you can hurt a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I do have more empathy for that person,
Sure.
right? The middle person, only because if they got a decade or plus, right, even if it was decades ago, they still know far more than the
Oh,
education, right? The education only person, because they have had enough experience, and history repeats itself, right? In terms,
sure.
people are always going to people, the problems are going to be very synonymous. The things that will change is the current market dynamic, the lending vehicles that's out there, and all those types of things, right?
Agreed.
And so nothing trumps the DURU though. At the end of the day, like nothing trumps the person who's out there having success in real time that can tell you. And because the thing I think a lot of the time that, and the sad part is the larger the real estate education platform, the less those people are typically doing the work, right? So there's a disconnect from the accountability that they're trying to give you as a coach or mentor versus the sensitivity that they lack about what you're really experiencing.
Yeah.
And so by not doing the business, you lack the empathy of what they're going through in real time. And so you say sweeping statements like, quit complaining and go do this and that. And it's like, that's easy to say,
Mm,
but if you were having challenges where you were submitting 30 offers to get one accepted, you may feel a little bit different about that. You may
absolutely.
have a little more empathy about what they're really experiencing, and you can't manufacture that. Either you're seeing what they're seeing, right? And the other piece is you can be giving them false recommendations on actions and activity that never turns into productivity because the stuff that you got them working on is not the right stuff that they should be doing.
Yeah. No, I agree. Um, you've got to be doing this thing if you're going to be out there and talking about it. I mean, just an example, right? In 2020, I think when we started talking thereabouts, I wrote 100 offers and got 2 counters.
Yeah,
It was hard,
yeah,
right? If you weren't doing off market, if agents and wholesalers didn't know who you are, you weren't getting a deal. It was just a nutty market.
yeah.
And we
2017, 2018 in Orlando, I was submitting 30 offers a week to get one accepted.
yeah,
A week.
a week. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I love this. I love the fact that all my millionaires are still in the game, still doing deals. That's why we're here. All of us have the heart. All of us have scars. All of us have experience. Um, you're documenting it all the time, which I really appreciate. I follow you on Instagram. Where can people follow you?
Brian Adamson official, YouTube, Instagram, and to your point, Mike, like I'm always trying to document the process so people can see in real time what's going on. And similar to you, if people just and you get these comments all the time where people have literally watched our free content and done a deal or improved their
Mhm.
process or scale what they were doing. So it's all there. We give
It's
away
all
our
there.
best stuff. It's just that if you want a more codified and packaged
Yeah.
uh presentation of that, then you got to spend some money to
There's a
get.
price. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, as
100%.
there should be. Value.
You're paying. I always look at it like you're paying to speed up the process. That's all it is. You're paying to speed up the
Speed.
process, right?
Yep. Yep.
Students
Yep.
who come and spend a year with me can go out and build a six-figure plus business because they're spending time with me every
Mhm.
single week on coaching calls. So it's going to accelerate their process because I see their blind spots and help them
Mhm.
alleviate, problems that otherwise would be made.
It's
So
speed and access,
100%.
right? I give 3 hours away 5 days a week, my time, my hours. If somebody wanted to get with me, like I did a 10-day boot camp inspired by you, they got 10 or no, they got 20 hours. It was 10 days, 2 hours each. We've done 9 of the days. We got 1 left.
Nice.
That ain't free.
Yeah.
That ain't free.
It
Uh,
shouldn't be.
no. Oh, no, I'm willing to carve up. Yeah. At the end of the day, I love being if you want to call me a doer, I'm down. I still get repulsed by the guru label.
Yeah.
Brian, you're amazing. Happy holidays.
100%. And I just say this,
Yep.
Mike, really quick. I tell people all the time, be careful listening to gurus, right?
Yes.
And here's why though, not to put a kind of negative connotation on the term itself, but every time we turn this microphone on, we got an agenda.
Yeah.
And with all the content that I give you, whether it's a 60-second clip, 60-minute clip, there's only so much context I can provide.
Mhm.
So I can tell you in a 60-second video how to go find a contractor. Here are 3 steps to go find a contractor. You could go do that, but then what happens when you find out that they got a gambling problem and on drugs?
Mhm.
That's the nuance. And so, getting in community, getting around people that's actually doing the business is the best thing that you can do for yourself because there's always going to be nuance, regardless of how great the content is. It's always going to lack context. And more importantly, a lot of the time now, you don't know what the person's agenda was as to why they even made the video.
Yeah,
So just be
exactly.
sensitive to that.
Yeah. Brian, you're amazing. Happy holidays. We're not going to be recording next week because it's Christmas. Enjoy time with the family. I will be with my daughter as well. So we'll talk in
Yes,
a
sir.
couple weeks.
All right, Mike, have a good one, bro.
You
Happy
too.
holidays.
Happy
Okay.
holidays.